What is up everyone, Alex here, and today we are talking about a couple of champions that I think deserve a new skin in 2020. So that's what we're going to talk about today. Real quick, I want to go over a couple champions that aren't going to make the cut. First up is some of the new champs. Aphelios, Set, Senna, Yuumi, Sylas. These champions are pretty new, and so yes, they only have one skin, but again, they're new. So, I mean, they got plenty of time, and honestly, I'd actually be really surprised if they didn't all get a new skin this year, because they are insanely popular. Sylas, for example, has already gotten a new skin with this most recent patch. Other honorable mentions I want to bring up are Ivern and Kayn. These champions are still new, just not quite as new, and they do have a couple skins to their name. Ivern has two pretty good ones, and Kayn has a really solid legendary one. Couple honorable mentions for more classic champions include Mordekaiser, Pantheon, Taric, and Skarner. Reason they're on honorable mention is because it has been a long time before any of them have gotten a new skin, although they each have quite a few more skins available to them than the champions that are actually on the list. Alright, so with the honorable mentions out of the way, let's just jump into our actual, I was going to call it a tier list, but it's not a tier list. Jump into our top 10. Alright, first up at number 10 is Bard. Now, it's kind of sad to me that this guy only has 3 skins to his name, because dude is super fun to play, if I'm being completely honest. He's a super fun and unpredictable support. He just acts like a troll against his opponents, and it can be infuriating to play against a Bard who knows what they're doing. 2 skins I want to bring up are his Snow Day skin, which is a really well done winter themed skin, and then Bard, which is a hilarious joke skin, but that one being his most recent one is kind of sad, and I think my boy Bard needs a new skin. Something I want to close out each entry with is bring up what I think would fit for them for a new skin. For Bard, I think Blood Moon would be a really cool thematic skin. There's a lot of stuff you can do with it with his, I want to call them meeps. I think that's wrong. Chimes. Chimes or meeps. Whatever. But they can wear little masks, and his ulti, for example, could have this really cool red effect to it. I think there's a lot you can do with Bard, but Blood Moon would be definitely a skin I would love to see from him. Next up at number 9 is Vel'Koz. So, he is our adorable little void creature who stares into your soul and looks like he wants to eat you. Alright, so he's not the most adorable creature around, but my boy here has been done dirty, boasting 3 skins, but his latest one was released almost 4 years ago, and it's a joke skin, which is fine, but like, come on. This guy is basically an S tier pick in ARAM, which I know people don't care about, but it's worth mentioning. He's also just a really fun poke support, and I think Riot could give this adorable little void monster a little bit of a facelift and give the Vel'Koz main something to spend that RP on. This guy could easily fit into either the Star Guardian or Arcade skin lines, maybe even like the Battle Boss skin line. Next up at number 8 is Zac. Alright. First champion on the list that I actually play on a regular basis, so this is going to come across as a little biased. So he has a grand total of 3 skins available to him. One of them, however, is a legacy skin, that being his SKT skin, and because of that is only available through either boxes or buying it during Worlds events. If we disregard that, his pool party was released about 4.5 years ago. This guy has a simple design, and I'm saying that with as much respect as possible. This is actually a good thing because it lends itself to a lot of creativity. I looked up some ideas for this, and there's a ton of fan-made concept art for this guy. Some of it's not exactly safe for work, so put safe search on if you want to look into that. I suffered for you, so just honor my sacrifice. But I like the idea of him getting a Heartseeker skin. His blobs that drop from his W could be heart-shaped, and he could be pink and frilly and just have an overload of Valentine's Day disgustingness to remind myself that I'm super single and then make me super sad. Can we move on to the next one, please? Thank you. Number 7 is Lux. Nah, I'm just kidding. It's actually Illaoi. Coincidentally, another one of my favorite top laners. Anyone who likes being able to 2v1 when a jungler comes to gank has probably picked this lady up once or twice. She has a simple kit, Not a ton of strategy behind it, but if you pilot her correctly, this lady can steamroll games 1v9 style. And for all that, she only has 2 skins, both of which are fine, but nothing crazy awesome. Granted, one of them is kind of newer, coming out in March of 2018, but still, if I had to pick out something, I kind of want a project skin if I'm being completely honest. Robotic voice filter, holographic tentacles to replace the ghosty ones. I don't know, I like the sound of it, not to mention some badass power armor. Number 6, Aurelian Soul. So, a super powerful space dragon that lore-wise is one of the strongest things alive. And let me check real quick. Yep, he's basically a god. How did this guy manage to only have 2 skins? Who let this happen? Why do more people not play this guy? Oh right, he's a little awkward to handle. Well, I get that, but still, this guy is so beyond cool. Dude's a dragon that drags stars across the cosmos, for crying out loud. He does have a relatively newer skin, with his mecha skin having come out in the second half of 2018, but I feel like he's deserving of something new to play with. I feel like a simple one could be a Lunar Festival skin, kind of similar to Kog'Maw's Lion Dance, with a cool mask and fireworks special effects. Kind of a simple idea for a dragon, I know, but it basically creates itself. Number 5, Kled, everyone's favorite kooky, slightly insane Noxian Yordle. I'm just kidding, he's very insane, there's nothing slight about it. So this guy got a massive buff a while ago that made it so his hook ability procs grievous wounds. That, in addition to the new Conqueror that came out with the preseason, has made this guy a pretty common pick, and I think Kled here has earned a new skin as a result. After all, Riot is pretty obvious with only releasing skins for champs that people are playing after all. He only has 2 skins, and one of them is a Halloween Legacy skin, making it so only Sir Kled is what we have to work with most of the year. Which is unfortunate, because in addition to being good, he's actually a ton of fun to play. I would absolutely love a Dragon Trainer Kled skin, just a solid legendary skin that would basically elevate all his stuff to the next level. It'd also give a reason for them to bring Kled's voice actor back in order to record more lines, because the dude earned the paycheck with the original voice lines. Number 4, Kindred. You know, as an AD carry main, you'd expect me to have picked up Kindred at one point or another, but I've just never gotten around to it. She looks incredibly fun though, from what I've seen. Lots of kiting and burst and hopping around just out of reach. So, broken record time, yet again. Another champion who only has 2 skins, and if she makes it to May without a new one, it'll have been 4 years without said new one. Thematically, if I had to choose a new idea for a skin, I'd go with the Elderwood series, especially after what Riot did with the recent Nocturne and Vigor Elderwood skins, which looked absolutely phenomenal. I also feel like Kindred would just feel really natural in this skin line. Number 3, Talia. Alright, we are getting into the real nitty-gritty here with our local resident earthbending surfer. So again, she's another one of those champions in a similar bind as Kled, only having 2 skins to her name, and one of them is a legacy skin for some random team that won Worlds or something. Kidding, before someone gets mad and buys my sarcasm as being serious. Talia is another champion that I think is blessed with not having a very intricate kit. You can do a lot of stuff with her particles, and honestly, I think it'll sound funny, and I don't have any specific ideas beyond thinking the right designer could absolutely crush it. But what if she got like a papercraft skin in the vein of Nunu's and Anivia's? I think if they do it right, it could look really cool, but that's just an opinion after all. Have I mentioned that this video is opinions? Well, it is, so there. Now you can't get mad at me for whatever weird reason you wanted to get mad at me for. People are still gonna get mad, aren't they? Yep, that's what I thought. Number 2, Rek'sai. So this is an awkward theory to throw out there, but it's been almost 5 years since Rek'sai got a new skin, and I'm pretty convinced it's because she's not a sexy 20-something anime girl with a body that doesn't physically make sense. This is a fun theory because it'll literally never be confirmed or not, but I'm gonna assume I'm right because it's been 5 years. Alright, I'm rounding up. Whatever. But that's a long time to go without a new skin, especially seeing as she only has 2 total. I think she'd pull off a Darkstar skin really well. Instead of Burrow showing up on the map, have it be the Void Rifts that kind of look like Kassadin's, but more permanent on the map. Maybe something that looks like the ZZ Rot portal since that got taken out of the game. It could work. Sorry if it sounded like I got political there. It's fun to point out the discrepancies because some champs have, what, 10 skins to other champs 2. Anyway, Time to move on to our last slot. Number 1, Ornn, everyone's favorite blacksmith demigod with a goat head. This is the oldest champion who only has one skin, and that alone warrants him to needing a new skin at least sometime this year. This absolute unit of a tank hasn't had any new skins since his release back in 2017. I heard rumors that he's getting an Elderwood skin this year, but I could not find anything related to that, so I have no idea where I heard it from. But if he does get one, well then I guess I did actually hear about that somewhere and I didn't imagine it. As much as an Elderwood would be cool, he could seriously work with a lot. I was actually really disappointed with the new mecha skins were announced because he wasn't one of them. I think Mecha Ornn would look super awesome, but hey, whatever, it's fine. I'm not mad. You're mad. Shut up. Alright, well, that was a list of champions who need a new skin this year. I hope you enjoyed listening to me ramble on about it. If you watched until the very end and you enjoyed the sound of my voice, leave me a like so I know I'm doing something right. If you or a friend's main was on the list, well, share it around so you know that someone out there knows and cares about them. If you haven't subscribed, go ahead and do that. I like creating content and there's a ton more ideas for me to come up with. So a subscription is the best way to know when it goes live. Alright, I've gone on long enough. So I've been Alex, and I will see you all in the next one.